I will share with you the story and facts of the greatest explosion in value exhibited by any commodity in all recorded history. It completely destroyed all conventional investment vehicles and indexes globally by a very large margin. If you look at the conventional vehicles that you're very familiar with, like the US dollar, gold, real estate, annuity, stocks, and forex, and you look at these numbers, very anemic, gold from 2% a year to real estate at 5%, and the rest of the items on this list not too far away from that, this is not really exciting. This is not representative of the American dream. This is what I call a very anemic market, no longer has the power to really help the average person to accumulate money and reach retirement. In the past 6 or 7 years, another commodity came to life that is extremely exciting and powerful and is now gaining world attention at the highest level, and that happens to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin grew 850% a year in the last 6 years. It started in 2009. It was the first digital currency that came into existence. In the beginning, it was anonymous. It was very controversial. It had its followers and also its contrarians, but it made it through the thick and thin, and now it's gaining world attention. In February 2011, it went to parity with the US dollar, and then it started growing and growing, and now it's blowing up. In March 2017, this year, it was worth about $1,250, so it went to parity with gold, and then it started growing further. By August 2017, it reached $4,500. By October, it jumped into $7,000, and right now in November, in the middle of November, it reached nearly $8,000. So it gained 7,000 to 8,000% in 6 years. If you purchased $1,000 in Bitcoin in 2011 and kept it, right now you would have $7 million. This is what I call leverage, and this is why we need to pay attention to what's going on in the cryptocurrency industry, and especially with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has become a currency. It's now accepted in 147,000 retail locations all the way around the United States, and also 280,000 in Japan, about 100,000 in Australia. It is in many European countries, in many Asian countries. Just about the biggest businesses in the world now accept Bitcoin. You can even go to Walmart and Target now and buy whatever you want in Bitcoins. We happen to be involved at the transaction verification level of the business. Transaction verification with Bitcoins are not done like banks do with tellers and employees. They're done by computers. And that gives us all a tremendous opportunity. And that's what you're about to see, the type of leverage that I am talking about. But Bitcoin has also encouraged other cryptocurrencies to come to life. The second largest in the world is Ethereum. Ethereum has a cryptocurrency called the Ether, which now is trading at $330. And it gained 4,000% since January 2016, but it's also a different type of blockchain that can run thousands of applications that are applicable to many industry and global enterprises. As a matter of fact, has attracted investors like Microsoft, Intel, IBM, Amazon, Toyota, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, and 200 other blue chip companies that are now running completely on the Ethereum protocol. Then there is Zcash. Zcash is a combined effort from Johns Hopkins University and MIT as a special privacy technology that people are super interested in, and it gained 4,100% since 2016. Now, the best way to acquire Bitcoin is not by buying it like many people think, is actually by getting paid on massive transaction verification every time someone uses or buys these currencies. And you're going to get paid directly in Bitcoins automatically from the blockchain directly into your wallet. So let's say someone goes to Walmart and they buy a bicycle. Well, that transaction verification is going to happen at the blockchain level. And then because the blockchain rewards you in Bitcoin for transaction verification, they're going to be deposited automatically into your wallet. And this is totally hands-off. There are no sales involved. You're not going to be contacting any merchants. You're not going to do any computer work. You're not going to slave at the computer all day long like people in the stock market do, or the forex market, or real estate people. This is a set it and forget it type of system that is actually creating a lot of excitement. Now, you want to own as many Bitcoins as possible because many analysts online are saying that Bitcoin is going to reach $100,000 within the next 10 years. Kevin Peterson said that about a few months ago, but now things are moving so fast that other analysts are saying that it's probably going to happen a lot sooner, maybe within the next 4 to 5 years. Then you have Tom Lee, which is the top Wall Street strategist that sees Bitcoin cannibalizing gold, and he says that Bitcoin is going to be worth $55,000 in the next few short years. Bitcoin has attracted investment legend Michael Novogratz, which now has nearly 15% of his assets invested in Bitcoins. He's a $3.2 billion investor that recently stated that the cryptocurrency industry will go from a tiny baby industry now at 153 billion all the way to 5 trillion in 5 years by 2022. He has also put together a $500 million hedge fund to invest in cryptocurrency, initial coin offerings, and related companies. You have Standpoint founder Ronnie Moaz, which is another person that claims that this industry is going to go from 153 billion to several trillion within the next few years. You have Mark Cuban, Shark Tank billionaire, who says that the first trillionaire will be created in this industry. He's just invested $20 million to put together a cryptocurrency fund to run different cryptocurrency projects. Then you have people like Tim Draper, which is a billionaire investor that made $16 million with Bitcoin so far. He runs several exchanges in Asia. Then you have Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, which are the former partners of Mark Zuckerberg, the founders of Facebook, and they founded a company called Gemini, which is, I think, the second largest Bitcoin exchange online. Then just about the biggest business figures in the world are either behind or actually deeply involved in Bitcoins and cryptocurrency. I mentioned Mark Cuban. Bill Gates is running his entire company. Microsoft now runs on the Ethereum protocol. Is always, you can see many videos online. He always talks highly of Bitcoin, really believes in it. Richard Branson invested nearly $30 million in Bitcoin in a company that now today we happen to own half of it. John McAfee is doing transaction verification, which in technobabble language we call it mining. He owns a mining company and also is running different venture capital systems related to cryptocurrency. Al Gore is a fan and a proponent of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Michael Robinson says that the cryptocurrency industry is one of the biggest opportunities of our lifetime. Peter Thiel, the founder of PayPal, sold PayPal, is now involved in Bitcoin exchanges with cryptocurrency. Ben Bernanke fully behind the idea of Bitcoin. So is Eric Schmidt, Google CEO, and Paul Buchheit, the creator of email, and the list goes on and on. Bill Gates says that Bitcoin is better than currency and calls it the future of money. Peter Thiel says that he failed at creating a new currency, but he created a new payment system. He's the owner of Coinbase, which is the #1 Bitcoin exchange in the world, the place where you buy and sell Bitcoins, and also BitPay, which is a debit card system where you can actually load Bitcoin into it and then spend it at retail locations. You have Fidelity, one of the largest mutual funds companies in the world. The CEO, Abigail Johnson, recently announced that they are now going to start mining Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then you have John McAfee, which I mentioned, is involved in different projects, high-level projects in cryptocurrency. Then you have Burger King that just started their own blockchains, and they launched their own coins called the Whopper coin, which you can earn it related to their services by using their services and other programs that they offer. You also have governments now, they want to tokenize their currency. Singaporean dollar is being tokenized. They're using the Ethereum platform right now. And also they are building their own private blockchain. Same thing with China. The People Bank of China are doing trial runs to create their own cryptocurrency. Same thing with the Dutch Central Bank, the government of Estonia, and the list goes on and on and on. We have videos, we have articles that we can show if you want to go deeper into the due diligence. But this is the year of the awakening, like 2017, from June to today. All of this is happening. So the timing couldn't be better to really get involved in the industry of cryptocurrency. The question is, how many Bitcoins will you own by the time it's worth $100,000? Well, there are only two legal ways to get Bitcoin. Either buy it, you can either purchase it, or you mine it. You get involved in the transaction verification end of the business, which is the grassroots of the business, where you're going to have the maximum leverage. In fact, mining is a lot more profitable than buying Bitcoin. It doesn't make any mathematical sense to buy Bitcoin. Now, you can buy Bitcoin for $7,000, and then maybe in a couple of years, when it goes to 30,000, you have $30,000. You made $23,000. But if you buy a mining hardware pool for $3,500 from one of our data centers, which will mine several Bitcoins in the next couple of years, 2.5 years, then when Bitcoin goes to $30,000, now you have 100,000 to 150,000. So the leverage that you have with mining, there is no comparison versus buying it. And that's why what we're doing does make a lot of sense, and we are providing a tremendous service to our customers. Now, if you need Bitcoins tomorrow because you want to trade them, because you want to become a trader or something, then you have to buy them. But the whole idea of becoming wealthy with Bitcoin is not to do what that computer programmer did, to spend the 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas, and now they're worth $70 million. No, you want to own it and you want to hold it, maybe until it's worth even $500,000 to $1 million within the next 10 years. And consequently, mining does make a lot of sense if that is the goal, which also happens to be mine. Now, let me give you some numbers so you understand exactly the leverage that we can provide. I can only give you historical numbers because although we are not a financial instrument, we're not a security, you're buying a computer piece of equipment that does transaction verifications in your behalf. We still want to play this by the book and do not promise any ROI. This is not an investment, this is a purchase, but we cannot make any future guarantees, just like the stock market can give you any guarantees or real estate investments or anything of that nature. So guarantees cannot be made. Mining and market conditions are subject to change. I have to give you that disclaimer by law, but historically, one $3,500 equipment pool from our company can produce 3 to 5 Bitcoins in the first 1,000 days. I got to give you a range. We never promise a set amount because, again, it's not legally possible. So let's go at the low end of it, and let's say that within 1,000 days, you can accumulate 3 Bitcoins. If it only stays at $7,000, which it's impossible, but let's say it does, you would have leveraged that $3,500 into $21,000. If it goes to $15,000, you would have leveraged $3,500 into $45,000. If it goes to $30,000, you have leveraged $90,000. If it goes to $50,000, you have leveraged $150,000. These are very exciting numbers. And again, I can't promise you that Bitcoin is going to go to those numbers, but every single big guru analyst online, not only they're getting involved, but they're also saying through many mathematical algorithms and study markets, and they have the gurus that can put the mathematics together, that those numbers are very real, and the prediction is very solid. So you can really do a lot with one pool. Imagine what you can do with 10 pools at 30,000. You will be leveraging about 900,000. With 100 pools, for those who can afford it, you can leverage $9 million. This is totally hands-off, but certainly Bitcoin mining is one of the best mediums that we have ever seen in history. Our data centers are located in Iceland. The company owns $500 million worth of data centers, free and clear. We don't have any investors. We don't use any pools. We own these data centers. The reason they're located in Iceland is because electricity is very cheap over there. They run 100% on green energy through hydropower, geothermal power, solar power, which is very important because the cheaper the electricity, the more we can leverage the cost of mining, because 50% of the cost of mining is actually cooling the rig, not running the rig. Our data centers are state-of-the-art, very sophisticated data centers. Right now, we're purchasing about $42 million a month worth of equipment to accommodate new customers that we're getting every month. And that is what I call a fast-growing company. We are visible on blockchains. I wish I could spend more time on this, but guys, this is very important because blockchains are public. And consequently, every transaction, every mining that happens is visible by the public. So it's very, very transparent, unlike the government, unlike your banks. That's why people love cryptocurrency. Now, the name of the people that do the transactions are not public, but the transactions are. And consequently, it's not possible to lie when you are visible on a blockchain. We are visible on blockchain, and not only of Bitcoins, but also of Ethereum, Zcash, Monero, and other cryptocurrency that we are mining. Now, the way you enter into our system is to purchasing one of our equipment pools. And we have a small, medium, and large, $500, $1,000, and $2,000. A lot of people, the majority of people, of our customers, actually buy the $3,500 pool, and many customers buy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever the wallet can afford. And that makes a lot more sense because it gives you the maximum amount of mining. And a lot of people that are forced to come in at a lower level, what I'm finding is that they find a way to upgrade as soon as possible. We have other benefits that are involved in coming in at $3,500 that we're going to cover maybe in a more detailed video. Now, let me give you a few facts about the reliability of our company. We have 100% ownership of our data centers. I said that. There is a lot of power to that, because there are a lot of mining companies out there that don't own their own data centers, they rent, and consequently, they do not get the leverage that we get. That's very important, that the name of a company is present on blockchain and they own their own data centers. I will not get involved with anything else that doesn't offer that. And frankly, we are one of the few companies that can offer this system anyway, and they can give you the type of leverage that we can give you. We are doing about $100 million a month in customer acquisition. We've already acquired 300,000 customers in the past 3 years. No one has ever lost any money. People are happy. They've made a lot more money than they put in. We have no refund requests, and we have no complaints. In fact, we don't have any complaints in any Better Business bureaus or regulatory bodies in 104 countries. Transactions are 100% in Bitcoin. You purchase an equipment pool by buying Bitcoins. We'll show you where to get them. So you pay with Bitcoins, and then you get paid in Bitcoins as well. If you are mining different coins, then you're going to get paid in those respective currencies. Mining is blockchain managed. It's automated and is real time. And we give you, we have an efficient back office with multi-currency settings, real-time monitors and reports, state-of-the-art type of situation that you can monitor your entire mining business directly from your computer. We can also offer you additional leverage through crowdfunding and consulting programs that we are running. They're very exciting, which you can actually leverage 10,000% to 20,000% more that you would leverage just by mining Bitcoin. If you're interested, talk to us about that privately, and we're going to take you deeper into the due diligence. It's a smart idea to start leveraging today because Bitcoin, I am personally convinced that it's going to $100,000. I can't promise you that, but that is what I feel and what I believe based on all these gurus, multi-billionaires endorsing it and coming in and putting their mouth where their money is, and also many, many analyses on the internet by very high-level people that are all concluding that Bitcoin is the phenomenon of the 21st century and that it's going to be worth a lot of money. You know, these guys, they are multi-billionaires. Whatever they get involved with, it turns into gold, so I have a tendency to listen to people like that. Bitcoin is the most important value-bearing commodity of the 21st century. It is available to you. Your next step is to get back to us, talk to the person that brought you back. If it's me, just go ahead and do that. If it's not, talk to the person that brought you into this video, and we're going to take you deeper into the due diligence. We can offer you articles. We can offer you videos. We can offer you our account verification. We can take you in our own accounts. We have 3 years accounts that we can show you. We have 3 months account. We have current accounts that we can show you so you can see exactly what we're doing. We want to be totally transparent with you.